Nigeria grapples with one of the world's highest maternal mortality ratios, nearly 1,000 deaths for every 100,000 live births in 2023. The latest National Health Facility Survey found that only 34.3% of primary healthcare facilities had essential drugs available and unexpired. Today, that story is changing. A new partnership between the government, Nigeria's local pharmaceutical manufacturers, and ARC ESM is proving something powerful. When a nation invests in its own capacity, health outcomes improve and the economy rises with it. This is the story of how collaboration is moving Nigeria beyond aid and into return on investment. Before a coordinated partnership framework existed, relations between the local pharmaceutical industry and government health agencies were strained. Contracts were unpredictable, payments delayed, and the governmental policy direction was uncertain. As a result of this, many factories ran at less than half capacity despite the market size. In 2019, the National Council on Health formally adopted a public-private partnership framework, midwifed by the Africa Resource Center for Excellence in Supply Chain Management, to strengthen collaboration between government health agencies and the pharmaceutical industry.
Well, before the PPP with ARC ASM, the manufacturing group had issues dealing with government agencies because of payment policies, because of delivery policies, but particularly the payment policies and the time frame. The situations where government procures and payment does not come in either from the states or federal government for upward of 3-4 years, and some government agencies are still even owing the pharmaceutical industries.
The difficulty of it all was that if you go to one government agency, they were doing this owe and move on. They owe you, and then they move on to another company, they owe that company, they move on to another one. So over time, the whole industry was facing a threat of collapse, just on the strength of debt being owed the company. Secondly, it was difficult to plan. You couldn't predict what would come. There was just no plan. There was no framework for receiving your payment, and if there was any, it was not kept.
But then, ARC ESM intervened, brokered between us and the states, and Yobe State was the first state that we had that arrangement with. And I can tell you, some companies took that leap of faith and they took that risk. And I can tell you, it has been rewarding. There's trust in the system and there is returns on investment. And the industry is having a win in this at the same time with the public sector at the state level. So it's a win-win situation modeled, I must say.
As more states joined the initiative, the increased demand and scale created an inclusive platform that attracted additional local pharmaceutical manufacturers, enabling more companies to participate and benefit from the structured partnership model.
From the very beginning, we knew that it was a no-brainer if we had an intermediary between ourselves and government, right, who would ensure that they pursue us for us to supply. And when we supply, government also lives up to their responsibility of ensuring that we get paid. It was then proposed that, the model be backed up with a law, which was the Drug Management Agency's law, that all of the states, except a few, have, today begun to execute. And it's worked seamlessly and perfectly well.
It was 3 companies that really went in, Juhel being one of them and 2 others. And obviously this was because a lot of people were skeptical. So why would this be any different? What benefit would there be, this sort of midwifery, to a process that we've been doing for a while? And I think it's been very clear because most of the people who had that perspective are currently on PPP partnerships with the states.
So there were trust issues. So they needed someone in the middle. And we as ARC Nigeria then we had been known to have a very strong relationship with the private sector, having deep engagement, a lot of thought leadership, engaging with leaders in the local manufacturer sector, dealing with this issue called trust, to come to the point where PMG Man signed an MOU with ACT, then ACT Nigeria, in 2018.
For the first time, Nigerian manufacturers could confidently plan, produce, and supply life-saving medicines under a system that guaranteed both quality and accountability.
What ACT ASM has done is to bring the states to the table and bring PMG Man to the table to say, okay, what are the issues? So we've been able to resolve issues, to agree to time span of payments, to agree to, we know the strength of each state, and the state knows each manufacturer's strengths when it comes to SKUs or products.
This collaboration marked a defining moment in Nigeria's pharmaceutical landscape, laying the foundation for sustainable local manufacturing and strengthening public-private sector trust.
Partnering with PMG Man, the vision was simple but powerful. End recurring stockouts, shift from import dependence, and make essential medicines accessible and affordable. Today, Nigeria's local drug production has begun to break past 30% and is approaching 40% of domestic demand, with a target of 70% local manufacturing. By aggregating demand, standardizing quality, and consolidating procurement, the PPP model created efficiency and trust. Manufacturers could now forecast production, expand facilities, hire needed talent, and government could rely on supply and cost effectiveness.
Through the PPP, so they've, one, been able to eliminate the risk of getting fake drugs because they're dealing directly with the manufacturers like ourselves, like Joel. So they know that anything they get from us will be what it's supposed to be. They're looking at better prices, they're looking at sort of reduced stockouts, and then they are guaranteed of the quality of what they're getting.
I see it from a perspective of bringing good quality, affordable medicines, right to the doorstep of Nigerians. And I make bold to say that in spite of current economic situation, locally manufactured products are still cheaper in a lot of respects. And not only that, because you know the source is highly regulated, let me show the quote. So I think from these two major perspectives, it has been a wonderful experience.
A lot of us are now investing more in capacity expansion. Some of us are building greenfield projects in order to ensure that we are able to cater to the deluge of demands coming from these state governments by virtue of the PPP project anchored or put in place by ACT ESM. I can say categorically that given my records, we have been able to increase our personnel strength by about 12.5 to about 13%.
Nigeria's pharmaceutical market is estimated at around $2 billion, with potential to grow to $10 billion as local manufacturing capacity expands. This represents growth in lives saved, lives improved, lives empowered. The model also inspired a culture of collaboration, where private sector capacity aligns with public health purpose and real outcomes are achieved.
We organized breakfast meetings between the CEOs of companies and the commissioners for health across states. And one of the CEOs, I think he was even the chairman PMG Man, said, this partnership has actually impacted the business of local manufacturers to the point that within almost, I think it was 2 years or 1 year, there was 5% turnover increase in their business.
It has actually enhanced demand generation, and of course when demands are generated and you fulfill those demands, it will lead to increase in production, increase in sales, and of course it affects your revenue. That's one thing I can say concerning this PPP model in terms of our growth.
Looking at the journey from 2021 to today, we brokered over 14 MOUs for 14 DMAs, And we have over 25 companies that are also part of these MOUs. It's a relationship that we built between these two entities that could not see eye to eye in the past. And it's also great to see that the government can also realize that we have quality medicines in the country. Our local manufacturers are able to meet their demands and even exceed the expectations when it comes to quality and affordability as well. So we basically see that it's a system that is working, and the companies keep on coming to us, and also the states looking for this type of partnerships, and the number is still growing to date.
This arrangement, this template, this program has the blessing of Federal Ministry of Health. We're only waiting for more states to join this and for it to become a national template.
The business of it is that you have to be part of the PPP because we want you to have the same mindset, the same business acumen, the same kind of relationship with the companies. That means if you are not already part of the PPP, you need to jump on this wagon. That's what we're talking about, having one lens. That means we need everybody on hand.
The impact reaches deep into Nigeria's economic fabric. Medicine costs have started to stabilize as local manufacturing reduces import exposure and currency vulnerability. Every tablet produced locally becomes a symbol of independence and proof that investment in Nigerian capacity yields both social and economic dividends. This is not merely about drugs. It is about dignity, sovereignty, and the right to quality healthcare. This is Beyond Aid, our return on investment.